part of Visual Lease. One of their clients, Visual Lease, is a program for management to track their leases and help them make business decisions. It's a little bit more complex than that. It goes in the bills and everything else. When you're doing a portfolio lease, there's something called a continuous audit. What is the difference between a one-off lease audit versus a continuous audit?
I think there's a misunderstanding by a lot of folks in the market that because it's called an audit, you should do a periodic point in time check to say, how am I doing? How's the financial of my landlord? And the challenge with that is that every year for 99% of leases that I see in the United States and Canada, you really only have a short window to check. So if you don't do this on a relatively regular basis, you're actually losing the opportunity to find and resolve issues each year. So people think audit, they go, oh, I have a 5-year lease. I'll look in year 4 and check out what happened. In most leases, you've lost the opportunity to look at years 1, 2, and 3 now. So that's a bad time to do it. Most people don't think of audits being prospective, but what we do is very prospective. You should do it year 2, because if you can fix the problems before they happen, landlords are happier, tenants are happier, they haven't lost their rights to collect. So a continuous audit is scary sounding because it sounds like you're constantly mired in something.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's from what I understand is you need to do the continuous audit, because if you don't refute the bill in a certain amount of days, about 30 or 60 days, you might not have the option. And sometimes if a landlord's doing an improvement to a building and he passes that on to you, he should have depreciated. He straight lined it. That could be a big difference. Then
that goes back into what you said before. That's a great. So there's a provision we didn't mention. You always look at the capital. How is capital defined and how is capital treated? Right. Super subjective in some cases, super objective in others. But to your point, the continuous audit actually does, whether it's one location or thousands, the idea is that someone who understands this part of the leasing business, this tiny little tip at the end of the tail of the deal, is looking every year. Every year you get one bill, the OpEx reconciliation, operating expense reconciliation statement. It comes out once a year. It reconciles what happened last year. It tells you what the building actually costs to run versus what they charged you. That opens up your right to look around and say, did I pay the right amount of money? Usually landlords will ask you for more money each year and say, well, you paid $12,000 a month last year. It should have been 13, pony up. And so to your point, every year behind the scenes, you're not auditing your landlord every year, but a team who knows what they're doing behind the scenes is always reviewing those numbers to say, are you within your financial expectations and each year, or is there something happening that we should address before you lose your opportunity